Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Did you not listen?
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 137th episode of Screaming into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me today, we have back with us this week, green-haired anti-liberal.
What's up?
Okay. Welcome back.
You know I keep it
we also have... right. So at least you're higher energy than Larry was last night. We also have with us Caucasian Sasquatch.
What? I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I blame the one-armed man.
Yeah. Fair enough. And joining us today, we have Anna's Gameland.
Hey, I feel like I'm gonna be on Larry's energy level tonight. So thank you for having me. I nearly choked when I came in before you were backstage, Sam. I was like
she hadn't used her voice all day or something. As soon as she started to speak.
Yeah.
You know how Sam Elliott sounds in the morning? That's what she sounded like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Great to have you back. And for those who follow on Twitter, yes, I did announce that the Divided Kingdom would be here today. He unfortunately had some IRL stuff come up last minute, so he will not be joining us. But Abe will be here. He will just be a little bit late. He's over finishing up on Tomby's stream, so he'll be in when he gets here. We may have some others drop in as they come along. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, yeah, this is the panel. This is the show. This is the day. We're gonna get it on. It's gonna be great.
I hear it. Yeah.
Oh, do I? No, I was just trying not to yawn at the same time as talk because I stayed up way too goddamn late on Twitter last night. So, like a jackass.
Let me show
yeah,
you
so
the energy I brought. We are going to have an excellent show today. We're going to look at things that upsets
like
everyone.
You sound like Ben Stein over there.
No, dude, I practiced years to get the monotone right. Bueller.
So we are currently live on two separate YouTube channels, both Samuel the Infamous and Caucasian Sasquatch. We are live also on my Twix and my Rumble. If you are in any of those places, please do drop a chat so that we can see that we see you, and I'll bring it up on the screen if you know I remember to, because you know it's that kind of thing. Yeah, welcome in everybody. We appreciate you being here. We do have a show today. Before we get into it, we will say hello to people in the chats. We got Scotty Waddles with us today. Hello, Scotty. I see Lepo is first over on my channel. Shaka Zulu, good to see you, man. You need to knock that Sammy Chan shit off, though. Shut up.
Yes, senpai.
Oh. We have Aaron Laura with us, a bunch of fucking weebs.
I'm not a weeb. I'm a nerd in general.
Yeah.
I'm a weeb.
I see how to. Hey, Static, good to see you, man. We've got Arden Party. What's that? Oh, yeah, Static. We have, let's see, I'm scrolling down. Carrie's with us in the chat. Hey, Carrie, good to see you, man. I reported the poll because I'm here. Oh, fair enough. So, yes, slightly late and gay. It is what it is. Here we be. So, first topic. Domestic terrorism.
Hold on. Before we get
I'm not-
started, we need to cover some housekeeping. Sam, I got to know. I've got to answer. Need an answer to this question. Why are you
Okay,
gay?
shoot. What are you gay? I don't know. I like dick so much.
This answer. We can now move on.
There's a clip that. Oh, okay, that was 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Okay.
Shut up.
You just said that you like dick. Think I'm gonna let that slide?
I did. I mean, maybe.
I've had no complaints.
We're starting off on a.
What you like, dick?
Yeah, welcome back.
What?
No, it's fun to throw it to switch it up a little bit every once in a while, though. I mean, most of the time I'm just knee deep in pussy, and it's just you gotta throw some change
those
up.
Japanese chicks are all about the tentacles. That don't count. They're men, sir.
I mean, I like the Japanese chicks better than the Korean chicks, though, because the Korean chicks don't want to fuck me; they just want to eat me.
It's the wasabi.
Yeah.
What is it with you and Korea? I don't get it. Like, you're such a hater. Seriously.
I actually don't hate Korea. I mean, North Korea I kind of do, but I just think that their food is terrible for the most part. Not all of it. Some of it's really good, but
kimchi's awful.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I pick on a lot of different countries. You should hear me talk about France sometime.
Yeah, France is shit. France.
You talk about that so often that none of us need to pretend like we don't know.
Are you familiar with like South Korea's recent past 20-year history of MPs?
Like what? Military police?
No, not military police. We're talking prime ministers.
Prime ministers. Yeah, every one of them is either in jail or dead. So yeah.
They coup their coups with coups. They count coups on the coups they coup.
A lot of the Duke is like Korean pop. K-pop is really popular, and some of the CEOs and higher ups have all been imprisoned, fined, something with their higher up structure. For some reason, they all end up in jail.
Well, this last guy, when he with all the shenanigans that went on there a couple of months ago, I mean, I would not be surprised if he ended up in front of a firing squad at some point over there.
Was that supposed to be funny?
Should I laugh? She's got it.
I thought we were talking about South Korea. Oh, I think it's a potato internet time.
Yeah. He's got his pasta-based net up and running.
It's not a potato. It's a sweet potato.
Freaking yeah.
Oh, kitty.
Cats are bastards. Anyhow, domestic terrorism.
Yeah, sure. You're a domestic terrorist. Have you noticed every time you say that on the pub, I literally ignore you because there's no point anymore fighting back. Just ignore him.
I still tag him.
Yeah.
I will never stop.
I just ignore those now.
Don't care.
Anyway, so we've got a bunch of morons going around blowing up Tesla dealerships here in the States, and apparently they've gone international because very recently the Tesla dealership in Montreal also saw some damage.
Of course it did.
Yeah. And this is not well, I mean, it's Montreal, but
I mean, idiot's got an idiot, bro. You can't stop them.
Right. Well, and here's the thing is everybody's going around saying like, oh yeah, they're just trying to bring down his business, bring down his stock prices. Tim Walz is going around talking about how he looks at his stock app with Tesla on it every day just because it gives him a little bit of a pep in his step. Which when he says stuff like that, like he's endorsing and encouraging domestic terrorism, because that's what this is. This isn't about Tesla. This is about the owner of Tesla. This is about Elon Musk and what he's doing at Doge, and everybody is trying. And what they're trying to do, if they can tank Tesla stock, it makes Elon look bad. They think they can force him out by that, and by extension, make the current administration look bad, and somehow cause that to fail. So what happens when you use any kind of violent action? And yes, despite what some people are saying, blowing up and shooting fucking cars is a violent action.
I want to go on the record stating that it is a protest until you invite Prometheus. At that point in time, it becomes a crime.
Right. Well, that's
on the record. He says it.
Prometheus is not invited.
Yeah. So, but that's what this is. What they're doing is they're using violence to affect political change, right?
Yep.
The very definition of terrorism. We only slap domestic on it because it's homegrown.
Mm-hmm. Well, sure.
Well, that's quite literally the definition.
No, I understand what you're saying there. Are we saying that it's not something that's being pushed by others?
I'm not saying that. No, I absolutely agree with you on that. What when I say domestic terrorism, though, is the people actually chucking the Molotovs are American citizens.
Well, are they?
Or Canadians?
Yeah, they might be Canadians. They might be Canadians. Speaking of which, I just found out yesterday. This is kind of related. Apparently, Harry Sisson, the twink who's been trying to undermine our entire political structure and fuck over his whole generation for the last 3 goddamn years, isn't even an American fucking citizen. He doesn't have the right to vote in this country. He's here on a fucking college visa. He's a citizen of Ireland.
He is?
Yes.
Interloper.
Wow.
But he doesn't even have an Irish accent.
Yeah.
I guess he was born in Singapore and moved around a lot. I don't know. But yeah, he's an Irish citizen. He's an Irish national on a visa.
So why the hell has he been like everywhere for the last 3 years talking shit?
They were
They paid him to, obviously. He's been paid.
Well,
he's just
that's actually, yeah, somebody proved that I think 2 years ago. Like there was a series of funds that were being funneled through ActBlue that were dumped into his bank account.
Yeah, I can't listen to him every time he opens his mouth. I've seen him multiple times, like on Piers Morgan, and I don't know why he keeps inviting these idiots like Hassan and this dude. Just, it's impossible to even have a normal civil conversation with them, because if, like you're saying, obviously they're paid to say whatever they need to say. So what is the point of even debating?
Yeah.
Right. Well, you find that on YouTube. When you look around and you go to these debate spheres, there are completely disingenuous people just pushing a narrative that either they like or have been paid to push.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, and at first I didn't believe it, right? Because, these days it's very hard to believe anything that comes out about anybody. But I'm looking at leftist sources, right? Google, Wikipedia, they're all fucking saying it all of a sudden. So either he did something to really piss off his backers, or they just don't care anymore because they don't need him anymore. But because this comes right on the heels of that. I'm going to use air quotes here, controversy about him leading on a bunch of women via text.
So which one of these is the smoke screen and what's really going on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing.
He's registered to vote in New York. He's an Irish and American.
He's not American.
So he doesn't have American citizenship.
He attended
right.
School despite these details.
And if you recall, New York's one of the states that was allowing illegals to vote.
Okay.
So
like, there's a question in chat over here. Is property damage violence when there's no victims? The owners of the locations are the victims of property violence, the people who own the properties. Because, Tesla, freaking Elon doesn't own every single Tesla out there. The dealership has to purchase stock.
Sure.
It's already paid for. Like, you're not hurting Elon, you're hurting a dealership who probably is going to have to close up soon.
So let me I guess I would probably refer you to the history of the Union Underground then, because they blew up a bunch of places nobody was in too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they are absolutely classified as domestic terrorists.
Well, I mean, once, like I said previously, once fire becomes a part of the program, it's no longer a protest.
Right. And the thing about fire is, right, it's real easy to lose control of that shit. Say this dealership is next to, I don't know, a mobile home park. I mean, it wouldn't be because it's, a fucking Tesla dealership, but say it is. If it was next to a mobile home park and then one of those fires at the dealership where nobody was around to get hurt got out of control and it hit that mobile home park and all of a sudden you got 50 fucking kids burned to death. Right. Fact is they don't know for a fact that they are not going to hurt anybody. The fact that nobody has been injured or killed is irrelevant.
You know how to tell the difference between a riot and a protest? Is when fire breaks out in a riot, people spread more fire. But when fire breaks out of protest, it turns into a volunteer fire department. Every person there either gets out of the way or helps people move stuff.
That is a fair point.
That's a protest.
Welcome in, Shadoo.
Hello.
Hey, Shadoo.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's the thing.
I remember the 2011 London riots, which happened, and started in South London and Croydon with a bunch of hooligans just smashing windows and trashing like newsagents, just little shops and everything. And then somebody started a fire, threw a Molotov that spread to the next building, because in that area, it's not just separate buildings. They're like all in a row, spread to the next building. And then it turned into a massive ball of fire, which spread like all over the whole borough. And it was horrible. So yeah, and so many businesses had to close. The police couldn't do anything. Even the firefighters couldn't get in there because people were throwing shit at them. It was just, insane. Damn, 2011. That was so long ago.
It kind of seems like it, doesn't it? So Gal just sent me an article by River Page from the Free Press. Apparently they are retracting the statement that Harry Sisson is not an American citizen. Well, I mean, maybe he is, maybe he isn't at this point. I don't fucking know anymore, man. So there's so much. If he isn't, he needs to have his visa fucking revoked. If he is, he should just feel very fucking ashamed of himself.
Yes.
For attempting to undermine his country.
Yeah.
And maybe get spanked a little bit by those dudes he likes so much. Because I don't believe that shit about him, like, leading women on. I think that whole thing is a psyop to make us think he's not gay.
Yeah.
That is exactly that was my first conclusion. Absolutely. But then his buddy came out and was like, I don't condone this behavior. I think he's a monster. And now I'm like, okay.
That's the psyop part of it.
Right, exactly.
None of those guys were friends. They were paid to work together.
Yeah, well, yes, obviously. Obviously. Do I need to explain everything like everyone? Well, actually, chat is technically a kindergartner, so I do probably need to explain that for chat. Yeah, no, you're right.
Chat.
I apologize.
Have at him.
Right? Especially when the kid is calling you that.
Yes, the child is referring to chat as a kindergartner. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Okay, Egg, calm down. You're going to crack your shell.
Right.
Isn't that what I'm supposed to do?
Not yet. You're still too young, bro.
Gotcha.
So, but either way, whatever. Like the fact is, Sisson has spent the last 3 fucking years doing as much damage as possible
Yes.
You know, the whole influencer thing, which was artificial, like he was artificially promoted everywhere. You know, got to shake hands with his hero Joseph Biden, who didn't sniff his hair because Harry was too old. Doesn't look it, but he is. You know? And yeah, it's just I think that he was attempting to do irreparable damage to the Zoomer generation. You know, their ability to think like that. I mean, the dude's been publishing straight up lies, you know, for quite some time. He's still doing
for it.
Yeah, he's still doing it, by the way, which is super hilarious to me because Biden's done. You know, even when he switched over to supporting Kamala Harris, he was still pro Biden. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what wasn't it confirmed that Harry Sisson takes money straight from the Democrat Party? So how do we even know these are? How do we even know these are his takes? For all we know, he wakes up, you know, he crawls out of that one Navy SEAL's bed, the one that said, "Hey, you be my little concubine." He checks his phone and sees like a list of talking points he needs to like copy paste put on Twitter, and then just goes into the next dude's bed. That's very vulgar. I apologize.
Can you read?
What was that, Squatch?
How do you actually believe everything that you read? How does that feel inside your brain?
Believe about the fact that he's paid off, or believe about the stuff that he posts?
If it's everything, you would believe all of that, and then also the opposing view at the same time.
I don't know if you're just talking way above my intellectual capability or if I'm just tired, but I don't understand a single thing you're saying.
I was getting into solipsism. I do apologize.
Yeah, but the thing is that he doesn't even, it's true, when you listen to him, he doesn't have, I mean, if he actually really believed in that stuff, and idiot if he does or did, at least like put your own spin on it, say something original, give us something, but he just keeps repeating the same shit all the time. And what is the point of doing this now still? Like, you lost the battle. Shut the fuck up and go and do something else. Just go away.
I mean, he's supposed to be in college, right? Maybe worry about that.
Nah, college is just bot lobbies.
Well, he's already like way far on the left. It's not like it matters about the brainwashing in his case. He might as well get a diploma for it.
No. I meant basically as long as you show up and you write an essay that looks fun. Like, you could be putting in completely incorrect information. As long as you structure it correctly, you'll still pass. Colleges.
He's the kind of person. Sorry, Shadoo. He's the kind of person that probably thinks that he should be teaching in college rather than studying there, because he knows better.
I mean, I'm also that narcissistic, so I can't really comment.
That's an affliction of your entire generation.
Categorically.
You're all a little too self-absorbed.
The people out there who are so worried about unconscious and confirmation bias are the ones most influenced by unconscious confirmation bias.
Yeah. So, Zillage, I mean, you could be right there. He probably thinks he should be teaching kindergartners.
Teaching or touching?
Well, I wasn't going to go to that place about it, Gal, but now that's where my head's at. No, I was just referring to, if you want kids to think your way, you got to start young.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the American public education system is so infested. When you say teaching kindergartners, it's a coin flip on whether it's just teaching or if there's going to be touching involved. Bad touches, chat, by the way. Bad touches. Not good touches.
And nothing that Sam said moments ago changes what my question was.
No, it didn't.
The starting point. Yeah.
Like, not one iota.
So you realized after you said it.
Yep. It's been a day for that, folks. I may be putting my foot in my mouth a lot today. We'll see what happens. So
the pseudopod.
Right.
Hold on, let me check the script.
Anyhow, you what now?
I'm checking the script to see how many times you're going to be putting your foot in your mouth.
Yeah, because I script these things.
Yeah, script. Shit, I think I used
I think
mine.
anybody who's actually watched a full episode of this show knows that I don't script a goddamn thing.
Who's been sending me money from Act Blue?
Well, it's
What?
not me.
Who blew what? Who blew who?
Act Blue. Who's been sending me the Democrat charity organization thingy?
It's a
DNC thing.
money laundering front, but sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, they just call it a charity in the same way that they say things like Antifa, because they want you to think, oh, well, this isn't such a bad thing, or Black Lives Matter, because, oh, this isn't such a bad thing, when what it is it's a cover up for what they're actually doing, or Planned Parenthood, or fucking PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, who, by the way, off more animals than almost all other shelters combined, private and public.
Exactly.
Often not even animals that have bad lives. I remember there was a video that circulated a while back where it was a homeless dude with his dog. Now, yeah, it sucks that the dog is with a homeless dude and not a family that is able to give it 5 square nice meals a day, but I'm sure it was happy. I'm sure it was content with the dude, and they fight him to take the dog. It's freaking the fuck out, and they're just taking it from him. Had public outcry not been to the extent that it was, they were going to euthanize that dog within a couple of, I can't remember if it was hours or days of stealing it. They're a bunch of fucking hypocritical bastards who, frankly, can't say that. It's YouTube. It's YouTube.
Well, they are hypocritical bastards that frankly, what? No, I'm curious.
I'm not. I refuse. I don't want to get Abe and Anna locked up for free speech violations.
Okay, what did I just walk into?
We're dissing PETA. They're a bunch of bastards. Let's go. No, don't fuck them. They're into weird shit. Have you seen those videos of like the one chick dressed up as a ram and they're like ripping off the costume she's wearing and she's bleeding?
They do all kinds of weird shit. They're mental.
You cannot convince me otherwise. PETA's just a front for one of the most well-organized BDSM groups in the world. Change my mind. Change my fucking mind.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah, PETA's full of shit. Absolutely full of shit about a lot of things. Like now, there are some things that we'll talk about that, like maybe we shouldn't be cramming 500,000 chickens into one cage. I mean, that seems a little fucked up.
Yeah,
but I will take advice on how to not abuse animals when they stop offing puppies for no reason.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with that. Plus, I like meat. I'm gonna keep eating meat, and they can go fuck that. Like, you guys have seen that meme, right, where it shows a picture of a puppy and a picture of a piglet, right, and they're both cute as shit, and it says they're one is considered cute and the other is considered food. Why is this? And I was like, well, one of them is full of delicious bacon, you dumb fuck. That's why.
Yeah.
And it depends on where you're at that only one of them is considered food.
Exactly, yeah. It's
right.
Right.
Don't they keep potbelly pigs as pets in like southern China, and they eat dogs like it's like the reverse over there?
I think they eat both of them.
Right, but it's more common to see them walking a pig on a leash than it is a dog, right?
In certain parts of China, they actually skin the dogs alive.
I don't need to hear that.
Yeah, in Korea as well, actually.
Yeah,
especially if the neighbors and they're locked down.
This is something I just found out about Korea, and it's both twisted but hilarious. So you know how In-N-Out has like the secret menu, which isn't really a secret menu anymore because everyone knows about it.
It's called the not so secret menu now. Yeah,
exactly. In Korea, you'll have restaurants where they have a secret menu where you can order. You can order because they know Americans don't like it when you put dog on the menu. So say you want a hot pot beat and bop. You can order the secret version, which is made with dog meat, apparently. Allegedly.
I've had dog meat. It's not that bad.
Yes, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't like the idea of chopping up old Yeller.
I mean, I get that from an American mindset. We practically revere the animals over here, right? And I get why, but I also tasty meat. You know, that's my only
Well, that's
counter
the thing.
argument.
Like, if it's an extreme situation where you're faced with death or
Keep the dog.
sustenance,
The dog can help you find more neighbors.
Yeah, I mean, if in an extreme situation, I eat Shadow.
y'all just
You know.
missed what he just said. He said he would eat Shadow in an extreme
Yeah, no,
situation.
I heard, and I'm trying to think. What do you?
I don't know. You'd
trying to
probably
think,
be a bit
honestly.
gamey.
Yeah, no. Out of the entire panel, I think I'd be the best option. I feel like I don't know what Abe looks like. I know Squatch is probably too old to provide good meat, and then Sam's too nice to kill.
Bro,
Gal
I'm grade A beef, son.
You're
You're
kidding
old
me.
and
I'd be the
stringy.
first on his list.
I've been
There's not enough
retired
meat on
5
you. You're a
years.
gnome.
I'm soft and succulent.
Have we now just suddenly slipped into who on the panel we'd prefer to eat first?
Yes,
No,
let's do that.
No. Who's Sam? Who's Sam would prefer to eat?
I'd go with Anna. She looks so tender.
I'm gonna probably not choose.
He's like, I
either
got you
women
tender right
because,
here.
Like I'm looking for like a lot of meat, so I'll probably go with one of the dudes.
Yeah.
You know, both of the women on the panel are kind of small people, so
Yeah,
you know, there's not as much to eat.
Small people.
Middle.
Are you using those air quotes again, Sam? People?
No, I was not this time.
Of men and midgets.
They're
Hold
not.
on, let me get.
They're not like little people. They're just short.
Yeah,
We're
no,
just
yeah.
shy, but yeah.
Petite,
Yeah,
I think, is the word.
I think Gal's hobbit
Mhm.
sized, and I think Anna's just, woman shorter on average than men size, if I remember right.
You know what?
I'm pretty
Static,
sure Anna's
you're
the
a
same
real
height.
tall dude. There's a lot of meat on that ass, and ass jerky don't make itself, as they say.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
It's like maybe I should eat Static first. I don't know. He's a big guy.
You've never had a dry
He's
aged
taller than
steak.
me. He's a couple inches taller than I am. So yeah.
Tell you what, we'll start with one leg and I can help you cook it.
Hi, Ariel.
Oh, Ariel.
Oh man. Let's just say to go
do
after
you
him.
ever
Some of the most expensive steak is actually like the most mature steak.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
cut. I mean,
That is in dry aging. That's cut off the cow and then aged.
yeah, aged. Yeah.
I'd be down, Lepo. I'd
You know, it's
absolutely be
funny.
Do
down.
you even know what that game is?
Yes, I had to
Child?
play it. Yes, for a history class, they made us play it. No one in the class
For
managed
what?
to get
History of
win.
computer games?
Right, I was just
Uh,
thinking the same
no,
thing.
no, just for like the Manifest Destiny. They just had us do it. They gave us like 20
Here's
minutes.
a disc, and you don't need to plug it into the internet to play it.
No, I think we went
Not
down to,
just
if I remember
Gal.
right, we went down to the library and they had it on the library computer or something already ready to rock.
Yeah, because it's like a nothing amount of space that it takes up.
Yeah.
You know, you
Absolutely
can put it on a 3x5 floppy, man. It's fine. It's not that big.
Nope.
You know?
All that 1.44 megabytes of delicious storage.
All right. You know, I actually have I have a parody version of Oregon Trail called Oregon Trail, and it's the same concept, except you're trying to get across the country during an irradiated zombie infestation. Station wagon.
Why am I not surprised you would have
Nice.
something like that?
Oh, it's so much fun. I never make it though. I always end up either having to shoot everybody because like one of the other things is you can still die from dysentery, but you can also come back as a zombie and eat all of your companions. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I end up shooting most of my companions before I ever get anywhere, and then I break an axle and I have nothing to trade, just a bunch of corpses.
Oh, Lord.
That would have been a fun season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So fun.
that shit fell off hard.
Did
I
y'all
never
ever watch any of the World Beyond, the
No.
weird Walking Dead kid series?
I saw
No.
a tiny bit of it.
All right, all
I
right.
didn't watch any of the spin-off shit, man. I didn't even finish the original series.
Bro,
Same.
it sucks in every way except this one thing. There's a kid in there who has something called a tough suit, which is basically an indestructible 3-piece suit that he wears, bite proof. Just for that fact that homie just pulls his hands inside his sleeves and turtles up every now and then until the zombies wander off. It's great.
Just it's not worth the juice ain't worth the fucking squeeze.
Well, here's the thing. Like, they get overrun and everybody gets away but him, and they're like, what happened to him? And like 10 minutes later, walking around the corner just dusted his suit off. They're like, what the hell, dude?
We got people in chat talking, telling cannibal jokes. This is one I haven't actually heard before.
I hate it.
Appreciate it, John Denicola. For those who haven't read it or just listening or whatever, father, son, cannibals. Father says, I'll start at the top. Son, you start at the bottom. We'll meet in the middle. Father stops and says, son, how you doing? Son says, having a ball.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Two cannibals eating the clown. One's
John
nasty. Does this taste funny?
Yep. That one's a good one, but it's a classic. I don't know if you guys have probably heard this one, but there's two cannibals that go to a cannibal restaurant, right? And the maitre d' comes up and he's like, I'm sorry, guys, but all we have left is a missionary from Prague. So after discussing it, they called the maitre d' back over to the table and they said, you know what? We'll split the check.
Right.
Yeah, I love that joke.
Yeah, somewhere Green hairedanti-liberal is just screaming into the void. She's like, that's not how that word's used.
Oh man, it's funny. You know, that's one of my favorite jokes because every once in a while I'll tell somebody who doesn't understand that Czech is what you call someone from the Czech Republic, which is where Prague is.
Yeah. Also, more commonly referred to as Czechia now.
Czechia.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe over there. Our education system hasn't caught up yet.
That's where
we don't actually make distinctions between countries. We just assume they're all future states.
That's where Jen Zaz is from, right? Out of curiosity.
Say what now?
Jen Zazda, if I remember, as the guy who led the Hussite War. Yeah, no, that was Czech. Because that was Bohemia. Sorry, I'm being an idiot.
Yes, it's your youth showing.
Yeah, that was Czechia.
Put your youth away, sunshine.
I mean, most of us on the panel here are old enough to remember when it was called Czechoslovakia, and it was like one bigger country. I also remember Yugoslavia, and I remember when we called Mumbai Bombay. I remember when it was I mean, like all the old names. Beijing used to be Peking. You know?
I'm not exactly sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but back in the day, all the best porns came from Chechnya.
I mean, so do the best mobs.
Right? That's probably a related
Chechnya.
There's probably a relationship. Oh no!
Oh dear!
No!
I mean,
I'm not going to Rhodesia. No, don't send me there, old blindy. No,
you do know that the Colombians got their whole necktie thing from the Chechens, right?
I do now.
I mean, come on. Once you've seen a guy get his head removed with a rusty spoon once or twice, you've seen it a million times,
right? No, those people are fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
At least their criminal element is kind of terrifying. Like you get criminal elements all over the world, and they all have a reputation for doing horribly fucked up things. But in some parts of the world, it like goes past making an example of somebody or teaching a lesson, and just into like a realm of sadism that was totally unnecessary.
Yeah, it's almost like it's beyond hatred.
Right.
Some people would call it unnecessary. Others call it a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, hell, look at Savak in Iran. You cannot tell me they did not specifically hire sociopaths and sadists with some of the shit that they would do to people. Like most of their interrogation methods weren't even actually effective for information gathering because there'd just be too much pain for the person to even think. So if you're a crime organization, you're either going to be hiring people who get their jollies off hurting and killing people, or you're going to learn to like it as a coping mechanism. It's the
reason why most interrogation techniques are ineffective. Once a lot of people reach a certain threshold of pain, they'll say anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you got to start small: fingers, toes, ears, nose, and work your way from there.
Well, the fact is torture does not work. You cannot get reliable results from torture. You might get results, but they're not
shoulders,
reliable.
knees and toes. Yeah. Head, exactly. Shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
See, Sam, that's why you need a wider surplus, because if one guy's telling you something, you can't corroborate it. But if 10 guys are saying something, if 6 of them are saying the same thing, that's probably the most reliable information.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on. I suppose it depends on what your goals are, though. Like with the Spanish Inquisition, right? Take those guys, for example.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
That is a fact. Nobody does expect the Spanish Inquisition. But when we talk about Spanish Inquisition, like these guys practically, I mean, they didn't invent torture, but they did invent some new ways to enact it. And as they went along, the goal was to get you to confess so that, your soul would be saved or whatever. I don't know, whatever bullshit they convinced themselves of. But the point is you were going to end up dead either way. Right there. You weren't getting that. Like, if you confessed, they weren't going to let you live. You were still going to die.
Those inquisitors had quotas. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they did actually. So,
it's always the fucking middle management causing problems.
Every time.
Exactly. If you just had the guy on the top and the guy on the bottom and no middle management, things would be so much better. But those.
So you want a guy on the top and a guy on the bottom? Is that what you're saying, Shadoo?
That's what I heard.
And that's what I heard too.
That was not where I was going with this, but to quote Sam, $20.
To quote Abe, nobody expects the Shadow Inquisition.
No. And you just don't know where you'll be.
You're the meat in the sandwich, kid.
I don't like
somehow I managed to tie this into homoeroticism and cannibalism all at the same time.
No, Abe did. Do not claim Abe's successes as yours. This is his victory. This is his achievement.
Fine.
Yeah, don't pull a fucking Grandma Perkin. You didn't make the Death Star, okay? It was Abe who did it. Well,
look, it's not my fault. I derail every stream I'm ever on. Come on.
Well, okay,
so I just happen to be there.
It kind of is your fault.
just when you walk into a room and you look around and try to determine who the asshole is and you can't figure it out, it's because it's you.
April, we're kind of bouncing around topics. It's sort of the thing that we do here. So we did touch on torture, though. Yeah, we were kind of talking about that. But I mean, seriously though, there is a problem with using that kind of thing because you cannot, like I said, you cannot get reliable results out of that because, like Abe said, people will tell you whatever the hell you want to hear to make it stop at a certain point. Yep. Even if it's not like you want them to say something that they know for a fact is not true, they will lie to you because it's what you want to hear, just so you'll stop pulling their fucking fingernails off.
And I mean, it's just human nature, right? Like, unless you're in that situation, like it is a survival instinct that will kick in, whether you want to, don't want to stay loyal, want to, I don't know, believe in whatever you believe until the end. At the end of the day, you're just a piece of meat with a brain. I don't know. That sounded so morbid.
Well, it's true though. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, it's always an interesting time going to the funeral of somebody that you knew. I mean, it's horrible. I'm not trying to downplay that, but like there's a moment where it just becomes very apparent that the person you're there to mourn or celebrate or however it is that you do isn't there.
Yeah.
And that's just meat.
Yeah. That's all it is at the end of the day. That's what's so interesting about the phenomenon of consciousness. We don't really fully understand it.
Yeah.
And then you have people like green-haired anti-liberal that don't actually achieve it.
Bro, she's not even here to defend herself. What the hell?
She'll be back shooting shots. I know.
Yep.
That's the best time to defeat her is when she's not around.
You're
Right.
that scared of the gnome that you gotta hit her when she's not looking.
No, I just hit her every chance I get, regardless of whether she's looking or not.
There she is. Hello, gnome.
She's been here the whole time.
Bite me.
I got time.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we are talking about cannibalism, gal.
I mean, if that's an invitation, I'll try some of that meat.
I already got my Blackstone griddle just hot as it can be.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna eat it raw.
You what?
Zombie.
Raw or raw and wriggling?
Rah, 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 rah.
Oh,
Raw.
no.
And now we're on to Asian cuisine.
I was thinking Gollum, but that works.
Look, I mean, some of those noodle dishes do resemble Klingon gak.
Gah.
You know?
Yeah.
So-
I tell you what, if you take
Please
udon
don't.
noodles,
Don't
And
make
you-
me
you
get the
put the right
kimchi out
things in.
because I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. If you really piss
Okay.
me off with the kimchi, I'm actually gonna eat it in front of you.
Just remember that the internet's forever. That clip will exist, and
I
someone
don't
will use
care.
it.
I don't care. I'm gonna defend my kimchi till the very end. Torture me as much as you like.
I
I'm
mean,
never
if that's
All
another
right.
invitation, I'll take it.
I'm down. I have time.
Yeah.
I personally prefer cucumber kimchi, but feel free to defend what you believe in.
Yeah, but where are you putting that cucumber, Shadow? Come on.
Oh.
Well, it's not
Oh, I
a
hate
whole
kimchi.
Is it pickled?
slice though.
I don't have to say all the things, Sam. It's good to have you here. We can share the labor.
Yeah, cucumber kimchi. It's fucking great.
You gotta
That's right.
chop it up.
Bet it
Gotta
is.
chop
Yes.
the cucumber up.
Exactly. Yes, that's yes.
Mhm.
Abe's the dirty-minded one. I'm talking about food, and he's trying to sexualize food.
You're the one
No,
that-
no.
I mean,
Vulgar.
No, he's talking about sticking it somewhere and letting it marinate and then taking it out
No.
and then making kimchi out of it. Come on.
No,
Come on.
absolutely.
It's called
No.
Southern kimchi.
I think the only kimchi we
You know-
no, there is only southern kimchi, because if we had northern kimchi, then they wouldn't be starving to death and eating grass.
Well,
Okay.
you could make grass soup, I guess.
Yeah, you
Possibly.
can.
They would need
Yeah.
water though. They would need potable water, and I don't think they have that either.
All right. So I feel like maybe you're believing the propaganda too much. There, it rains in North Korea, bro.
No, it
We don't
doesn't.
have
Real quick. Hi, Fiona. Welcome in. Gay stuff again. Yeah, on occasion we do make some pretty horrendous jokes, but that's all they are is just jokes.
always
You know,
the gay stuff. I even started the show by asking Sam why he's gay, and he couldn't give me a straight answer.
it's true. I gave him a very gay answer. So,
Do you know what terrifies gay people? It's when they
AIDS?
realize that when they go to sleep, they sleep for 8 hours straight.
oh no.
Yeah. Part timers. Fuck off.
Wow, with the dad joke.
That's that's a good one.
I went
That's a
there.
good- I'm gonna remember that one.
Sorry,
That was a
sorry,
good
that
joke.
was lame.
I look. I'm a dad. Of course, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
And this is why I keep sending those jokes in the group chat, Sam.
Right.
You just don't read them. It's rude.
Well, no, the ones you keep sending are related to the little bastards that have control of you.
I mean, they're just dad jokes.
Mhm.
With
And
cats.
Gal is also a dad.
Not quite.
Just a tiny little bit of dad. You know?
That's the like toxic masculinity side of me, but
Is it-
not
best
Is it,
actually
side.
due Is it due to a lack of circumstance or a lack of equipment?
Both.
Understood.
I don't even know where we are now. What the fuck we're talking about?
I don't know either.
Welcome to Screaming into the Void.
All I can think is that if GHAL and Shadoo ever got together, she'd be pitching.
No.
See, I will be sacrificing myself to get the
I
stream
beat the
back
fuck
on.
out of him because he still hasn't started watching the X-Files, but setting
You
that
slept
aside.
in
What do you mean? You've never seen the X-Files?
Beat
Among
him.
other
Yeah. Run
There you
away,
go.
Shadow. Run away, little man.
Aye.
Run away. Guess what? I have the power to bring you back. Twice.
And he's gone. And he's back. And he's gone.
You are such a scared little man. You'll never make it as a Marine.
He hasn't
And he's
hatched.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
really
think
need to get on that though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to get rid of him again.
No, she wasn't getting rid of me. I was.
Oh, he was running away.
running. Yeah, I was running away.
I was bringing him
avoiding-
back.
Yeah, I was avoiding responsibilities. I was fleeing. I was doing what the Taliban did every time they got consequences for their actions. I ran away to Pakistan.
Shock, not finishing it
Oh,
is
Shock.
not as bad as him not watching it all, especially because it falls off towards the end.
Hold on, let me see. What streaming service is it even on?
What,
it's
you
on
don't have
Hulu
like the whole
Global.
DVD box set?
No.
Well,
Oh,
go
apparently
get
it's on Apparently it's on Hulu.
Ew, you have
Which
Hulu?
I just said.
Stop
I
giving
don't
Disney
have-
money.
I don't have Hulu. My parents have Hulu because my mom buys stuff without talking to my dad about it, and because of that, I have access to it.
Stop giving Disney money.
Old Blindy, those people would tear him apart.
Who would?
Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're never going to go over there anyway. Don't worry about it.
Good. Okay, how many seasons?
10.
11 technically.
And that's not counting the movies.
You know, that last
Not
one's
all
only
the
6
movies.
episodes long though, so it's kind of bullshit. But
Right.
Gotcha. So 10 and a half. Okay.
Also not counting Millennium, which was technically an offshoot.
they crossed over, I think, twice. They're not actually canonically in the same.
Yeah, because with Millennium they lent way too hard into like the supernatural aspects.
Well, that was what it was. It was Chris Carter went super sci-fi with X-Files, and he went supernatural.
He went cuckoo.
Yeah.
He absolutely I don't know what happened to him.
There was a whole episode of Millennium where it was just demons in a bar talking.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. That was actually pretty entertaining.
That sounds like
it was actually one of the better episodes.
That sounds like a fucking Castlevania plotline, honestly. The Netflix show.
Yeah.
Dude, you have got to stop referring to older things by saying, "Oh, that totally sounds like this newer thing that was probably inspired by the older thing, not the other way around."
And they're remaking X-Files, aren't they?
We don't speak of the sacrilegious things.
This just stop.
Yeah.
I
If
think
they're
that
not-
getting.
Hold on.
I
If
think
they're
that-
not, hold on, Shadow. Give me
I
a
did
second.
stop.
If
I did.
if they're not remaking X-Files, don't give them the idea.
Yeah, they've already got the idea, from what I understand.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
it's
flat out of
in the
ideas
works
anyway,
type
so
of already ideaed.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, if I remember
Just
right,
remake
the
everything.
first time GHAL got on me, which you can go watch in Sam's Shorts, by the way, it's a really good one.
She got on you.
Phrase it like that.
She got mad at me. She got violently aggressive at me over the
On
fact
you?
that I had not seen the X-Files. Abe, stop taking everything I say sexually, okay? You sound like a 13-year-old.
I'm not putting words in
Okay,
your mouth. I'm
kid,
simply
if you're
interpreting them.
Marine,
No,
you're
it's
not
not
gonna
words you spit in your mouth.
last
It's
long.
something else.
I was attempting
Yeah.
that, evidently that didn't work.
Clearly.
I mean, the minute you said in Sam's Shorts,
Right. It all went off.
That's where it went wrong. He's
That's
right.
YouTube. It's not my fault. Y'all have dirty minds.
I mean, isn't it
Excuse
though?
you, sir. I'm a saint.
I look like none, apparently, according to someone in chat. So
I mean, according
Mm-hmm.
to this here bit of footage I have, you're definitely a saint compared to Shadoo.
$20 is still $20, big boy.
That was Larry's voice, and I'm going to fucking execute Kohai.
But it was your face.
In Minecraft.
Mhm.
We've got photographic evidence, bro. You and Drake.
Yep.
Oh man.
That's it.
Real quick.
Confirmed.
Scully Pop's asking, how do we get that font? So in StreamYards, if you go down to the style tab on the right hand side of the screen. No, fair enough. Yeah, it's part of the the paid content or whatever. But yeah, they've got a font section now that you can scroll through a bunch of different fonts on and
It's
select
not
from
just
there.
the paid. It's the high end paid.
Is it?
It's like $80 paid.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's expensive because they tripled their fucking prices this year, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not
it
like
didn't used to be.
first
Used to be
level
like
stuff.
$24.
Yeah, that's what I had before, and now it's like $40. I don't get access to the fonts.
Why do you never see streamers using Comic Sans?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It looks stupid.
Because it's fucking silly. That's why. Yeah. But it'd be nice to have the option.
Yeah.
No, that was the
But
worst
yeah.
font
To
ever.
answer your
Comic
question,
Sans
Scully
was
Pop, yeah, it is an
horrible.
option in StreamYards. Apparently, it's you got to pay a bunch of fucking money to get it. I didn't realize that I had that. I guess, but yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's
I
a sore
because I'm pretty
spot
sure
with
there's a tier or two above what I'm paying.
Yeah, there are. But
So
yeah, it pisses me off. That is all.
no, that's fair. Yeah, it's one of they've added a whole bunch of options now that you can do, but they still haven't improved the functionality of like the base software at all. So, and they charge you more for it now.
But yeah, they're also adding more functionality without actually clarifying the issues that stand, right? So like StreamYard sound blending is one of the worst online, has been since the dawn of StreamYard. Like you get three people trying to have a conversation and somebody's got something going on in the background, you've just shattered an entire panel. There's nothing we can do about it. Even Mux doesn't really have that problem. Somehow it's cutting in and out. It's like voice activation thing is cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing we're looking into. Larry's dicking around with Even Mux right now, trying to learn the software and all that stuff. So we'll probably be switching over to that at some point in the future.
It's decent. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I've used it a couple of times. It's I think it just takes a little bit of time because if you're so used to using StreamYard for however many years, switching to a different system, it's
yeah. And I'm one of those people who's highly resistant to change.
Yeah.
Is that because you're old?
Shut up, you.
I don't like change.
Well, because the last time he tried to change something, it didn't go so well for him. Coincided with International Women's Day. I'll leave you guys to fill in the gaps.
What?
Yeah, I think we're
Doesn't
going to
he
need a
just
little
fill
bit
in
more
those gaps
context to that
himself?
incident.
Yeah, there's some big gaps there, bro.
I am implying that you last time you got you accepted change, it was catching instead of pitching.
Shadoo, I need to tell you, bro, we can't hear the
Oh.
voice inside your head.
Yeah,
I'll just.
I mean, I'd be insulted,
show
but I
myself.
think you kind of flubbed the delivery there, kid.
I'll show myself.
Dumbass, knock it off.
Quit running away, child.
Do y'all know why stand-up comedians don't sit down?
Why is that?
Hold on. I wasn't running away.
Yes,
It's
you were.
easier to run away.
Yes,
It's
you were.
easier to run away when you're standing up.
It's true. That's true. Oh man, you're not back there now, kid. I don't know where you're.
Yeah, I'm not now.
at.
Okay. This time it was either GHAL or Sam, whoever else has mod powers. I only jumped back once this time.
I dropped you back this last time because it was funny.
Yeah.
So anyhow, yeah, if you're gonna like craft an insult, man, make sure all parties who are hearing it understand where you begin and where you're going, because that didn't make any sense the way you phrased it at all. So like I'm more insulted that you did it poorly than I am about the insult itself.
One of the oldest insults in literature written, like that you can find, there is a bit of graffiti carved into a bathhouse in somewhere in Rome, and apparently it was carved in before the plaster and stuff was put on and all that, and so no one found it until like 7,000 years later. But it says a person's name and as dog walking backwards. I'm not sure what kind of insult that is, but it's the oldest one I know record of.
Well, it's the antiquity equivalent of calling someone a retard, obviously.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. It was. I will say this for the French. So I know that I have a tendency to say some things about France and its people and its history and its language and its culture and everything. That's
all justified.
All justified. Okay, go ahead.
But I will say this for them. They gave us the word retard. It comes from their language. And I do appreciate that, France. So thank you, you fucking retards.
Wait, didn't they give us more words? Because isn't modern English a mix?
That's
of
not
English
important. The important thing is they gave us retard.
My favorite French phrase is "Les gens sont pleins de merde." People are full of shit.
Oui.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't speak frog, so
I wouldn't admit.
Funnily enough, neither do frogs.
That's true. No, I do unfortunately understand a little more of their language than I wish I did, because it does have the same Latin roots as Spanish and Portuguese and Italian, but the phonetics of it is so, for lack of a better word, retarded.
Pourquoi?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not pronounce half the fucking word? Right?
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, I speak British English and we don't even pronounce like half the letters we've got in our words.
Yeah, but you could, and it'd still be correct.
No, sir. In the South, we just skip entire portions of phrasing sometimes, like G-chet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know some?
Yeah, I mean, those are more colloquialisms. I'm talking about the base language that they all speak. Like you get some
like those things are more like contractions, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're highly improper contractions, but they are more or less contractions, or just local dialect or whatever. But with France, it doesn't really matter which dialect, because the basic of the language is like, if it's got a consonant on the end of it, you don't pronounce the last consonant. That's fucking stupid.
I mean, Japanese is quite tricky as well, because the pronunciation of something is dependent on how it's written in kanji. So a lot of people, for example, refer to, with the new Assassin's Creed game, they call him Yasuki.
Well, doesn't Japanese have like 3 written forms that are very different from each other, like katakana?
Yes. Yeah. But like his name is actually pronounced Yasuke.
Yeah.
So it's essentially got a silent letter right in the middle of it.
Well, that's the thing,
It's
though,
not
is that the
technically
U is not
silent.
silent. It's just
How
kind of
you say it.
rushed.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So it's just like in modern language. We even do it in some English words. Like it's in
Yeah.
every language. But
Well, sure.
the SU for Japanese is the most common one. Just even like nandesu ka. It's actually non-desu ka.
Yeah, but you pronounce the U like it's an apostrophe and not a U.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just speed through it.
I mean, to be fair, we have some of that in English, like through.
Did I not just say that?
Yes, you did, and I'm just reiterating the point because I steal points. But I mean, look at through, okay? And I don't mean through as in you threw something. I mean you went through something. You don't pronounce the G, you don't pronounce the H, and you barely pronounce the O in that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yet you got all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lepo, that's all from the French, though, isn't it?
Yes, because the French ruled England for a little bit. The Kingdom of England was technically a vassal state of the King of France for a period of time.
If I remember right, the French ruled England several times.
Well, we were at war with them for 100 years, so yes.
Sure, but ruled is not entirely accurate there. They may have had the title.
Yes.
But there wasn't a whole lot of French speaking going on in English lands.
Also, bearing in mind that William the Conqueror, who was the last person to conquer Britain in any way, shape, or form, he was a French-speaking Viking from the Viking settled lands of Normandy.
Yes,
which only existed because the Vikings made peace with the French because they kept kicking the fucking ass so often.
But I mean, at that point, weren't the Normans more or less, Frenchified? I mean, yeah, they were still bigger and burlier than the rest of that country, but
they basically spoke French.
Yeah,
they learned to speak French, but culturally speaking,
because that was a couple hundred years after the land was gifted to Rollo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So that Rollo would stop raping and pillaging Paris.
Yeah.
You're kind of like Asian American, where there's still the remnants of the place they came from, but they still enjoy football and they prefer gun culture to Confucius temples. And I was more referring to the Dukes of Aquitaine, not the Dukes of Normandy specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, William the Conqueror wasn't just a dude, like he made himself king.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there was a period of time where the English monarch was also the Duke of Aquitaine, and because of the du jour title being held by France, he would have to pay tithe to France despite being the King of England because of his role as Duke of Aquitaine.
Yeah.
Well, sure, but that also meant that he had to tax English people to pay him so that he could pay France, which meant that the English people were paying tithe to France.
And it's almost like the entire international banking system has been fucked up forever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't that because the Pope?
I mean, you got a lot of shit of the Pope's.
Be specific. Yeah. There's been a lot of popes.
I just mean in general.
There's been a pope since like the year 300, dude. There's been a lot of popes.
Valid.
So actually, you're going back even further than that. Like the Catholic Church would tell you that the first pope was actually the Apostle Paul. So it goes even further back than that. But if you were talking about, now I can't remember his goddamn name. His given name was Borgia. But he became, I want to say Alexander VI, but I could be wrong about that.
Hold on.
He was known as the Black Pope because he was a fucking evil son of a bitch who poisoned and murdered his way to the papacy. His children, Lucrezia and Cesare, were infamous for their dealings with not only the Medici, but
it was his whole family, right? Like,
they were incestuous murderers, a lot of them.
Shadow's got a bookmark to the exact page.
But yeah,
I don't have a bookmark.
One of the first, was it the third Assassin's Creed game had some of the Borgia?
It was the second and third.
One.
Yeah.
Wait, was this before or after Leo X? Out of curiosity, or is that something I'm going to have to Google?
It's something you're going to have to Google. I don't know.
Because I remember,
I just know this guy because he actually did affect everything. I think he was also, wasn't he the Pope that moved the papacy back from France to Rome?
To Rome, yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. So this was the guy. This was the guy that This was the guy that the Medicis worked with to get themselves into the papacy.
Yes, and the Medicis have been fucking with banking ever since, even if they don't call themselves Medicis anymore.
Yeah, Alexander the Fourth. Yeah. Well, they were
well,
to fuck with banking.
That was interesting. Hi, Larry.
What?
He took you out when he came in.
That was completely by accident, but I'm not going to apologize because he deserved it.
Probably. I was probably doing something deserving of getting tossed in the naughty corner.
Yeah, like
holy shit. Larry's a member of the Medici family, confirmed.
Yeah.
God of Heart Guardian, I have actually heard that. I have not seen, I don't know that for a fact, but I have heard that. Yeah, I've heard it said. There's more than one pope, the white pope, gray pope, and the black pope. When I talk about this particular one, and I think it was Alexander the Sixth, but I could be wrong. He was referred to as a black pope because of his dealings that usually ended up with somebody else being dead.
Yeah.
So he killed a lot of people, and the people he didn't kill, his children killed. And there's a lot of stuff going on about how incestuously sexual they were with each other too. It's super fucked up. The whole Borgia thing is super fucked up.
Yeah.
And if
somebody's vibrator is going off,
Your mom.
sounds like you.
it was Larry's.
So it was Larry's. It was definitely Larry's. I forgot about Larry.
No, I'm muted.
Sure, yeah, that's what you say now. But when it was going off,
that's just how powerful the vibrator is. It bypasses the mute function.
Oh man. For those coming in who are new to the show Screaming Into the Void, this is kind of how it goes. Usually we pick a topic at the beginning and we see where it goes from there. And obviously we have covered a lot of shit in between the time the show started and now. And it'll probably keep going. So that's the show, folks. That's what we do here. So I hope you're good with it, because that's what we're gonna do. Oh man. But yeah, so Shadow asked me his question the other day, and concerning, well, he asked the general world about it, but whether it was worth reading about Machiavelli. I think The Prince, right, was the one you were talking about.
Yes, Machiavelli's The Prince.
Okay, yeah, and my answer was, well, I mean, if you want to have a better understanding of how the Medicis consolidated fucking banking power in Europe and still hold it to this day, yes.
Yeah, because I just finished reading this, and towards the end it was talking about Machiavelli's The Prince. And I was like, hey, that looks like something I should add to my already bloated reading list.
So that's not part of your curriculum?
No, I just read stuff like that for fun.
Okay.
He's surprisingly well read for somebody of his age.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm still working my way through this fucking monster because it is dry as hell, but I'm reading this for fun.
Nikita Khrushchev. Yay, for fun.
Yeah.
That's
he did have a very interesting
life. Look at his little baby face.
Go fuck yourself.
Dude, he's like 22.
Oh.
That's the really sad thing. I'm gonna be 22 in a couple of months, and I still.
Oh yeah, he's younger than I said.
Beard.
Right?
And he doesn't look a day past 12.
I so much. Not yet, Cluu. My brother has to read it at some point for his he's doing World War II history, so at some point he needs to read it. I'll read it after he's done with his copy.
Yeah.
It's worth reading to understand the motivation.
It's a struggle.
Oh, absolutely.
Lol.
To both points. Same reason I actually sat down and read the Communist Manifesto to kind of understand the mindset of those kind of the men who kind of
you have been
created the conditions of the 19th. What was that?
Good for you. I was forced to read it.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Art and parody. Why would you say that?
It's art. He's a newfie. They say things.
Just like that has something to do with whaling culture. They got to be smooth so they can like swim with the dolphins or whatever. Is I don't know.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Yep, it's my turn to do the gay stuff. Sasquatch loves it. He loves it. Hey, you know what we didn't talk about yet today, Sasquatch?
No. We're not having chiclet chick out here.
All right, fair enough. I just said we didn't talk about it. I wasn't going to necessarily bring it up, like, explicitly. That's for a later show.
Look at chiclet chick. If I have to look at chiclet chick, I'm going to mention her chiclet teeth. That's all I'm going to talk about.
That's fair.
What is chiclet chick?
So one of the accounts I follow on YouTube keeps me updated on all of the horrific science that's going on in the world, which she's mostly in favor of. And she has some unfortunately shaped teeth that are very rodentine.
Yeah, this is one that we discussed last week and in previous weeks as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I do have some new stuff from her, but I haven't gone over it yet. I was going to do that before I brought it up on the show, and it's not related to the organoids or to robotics, I think, but it's something else entirely. But I haven't gone over it yet. It just posted like yesterday, and I haven't had time to look at it. So.
Out of random curiosity, you mentioned she is in favor of very twisted technology and has rodentine teeth. Is she from Clan Scryer by chance? And yes, I know no one's going to get that reference. I don't care.
You're right. No one's going to get that reference.
Stop it.
I don't get that reference.
It's a Warhammer reference. That's why.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, I was like, okay, what does that mean?
I walked by the my local Warhammer store, which is one of the only ones left in South London, and the one that Henry Cavill actually goes to. And I was going to take a photo and send it to you, but I didn't.
Aw.
Sorry.
Understand? No, it's cool. It's understandable.
It was full of very obese men.
Yeah, that's
the lesser Cavils.
Like in a bathhouse situation?
I was going to, and then I was like, no.
See, the thing that you need to understand about the Warhammer 40k community is, despite their reputation, the wholesomeness within is above and beyond anything else from any other group. The level of physicality leaves much to be desired. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
They are far better washed than Magic fans, though. I can confirm that.
I mean, you're
especially
talking
now
to,
that they've chased away all of their actual Magic fans by making started woke changes.
Yes, because
freaking
I'm old school on that. I started playing about a year after that game debuted. That's over 30 years ago, folks.
Fuck, that's 9. That's
I think I still have an original pack of Magic cards somewhere.
I still have most of my last collection because I was teaching my kid how to play.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then she got better at it than me and lost interest. So it's what it is.
Bore me, father.
I was actually there when it happened. What actually happened is she beat him, and he flipped the board.
He flung everything across the room in irritation because he can't
never played again.
Girl. Yeah.
No, it wasn't like that. It was
look, shit.
She runs a blue control deck, and I thought I taught her better than that.
You were just ashamed. You were like, "Oh God, I failed."
Yeah. What's that, Shadow?
What does that mean? I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. I don't understand your archaic words.
It's something like you kind of have to. All right,
You'd
so
have to
in simple terms, nobody likes playing against somebody who runs a blue control deck. It's not fun for anyone except the person running the blue control deck.
It's just an OP.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Speaking of such, Shaka Zulu, I can't wait to play games with my kid, lol. Yeah, and again, and sincerely, congratulations on your impending fatherhood. That is pretty awesome.
Oh shit! Congratulations,
I just
Shock.
fucking.
It makes me so happy. I can't wait. It's so cute. And the wifey's coming to Vegas, right, Shock? We don't have to wait for him to answer,
Possibly?
guys.
I don't know. I think I kind of was.
Shock. Answer now.
Well, yeah, I figured if
she
felt up for it too, would be.
Yeah.
Because I want to meet the lady Shock.
Cool. Shock is, in fact, doing the very job that Amira has ordered Shadoo to do, who has not delivered on it yet. By the way, she is back on that kick, kid. She came on the show last night.
Yep, and she interrogated us about your activities, to which I told her that you're still selling yourself for $20.
Which is why I dug that meme out again.
So you increased your price. I'm proud of you.
No, that's the price that they fucking forced on me because apparently
you forced it on yourself. After all, it isn't, dude. It's in your name tag.
No,
nobody put that there but you. It says Shadow of Hawk 55. The something of
fuck yourself.
$20.
Go fuck yourself.
No, you do it first. You know how to do it better.
No.
Yeah. For those who were wondering about the context, Shadoo is a young white man, and he's been ordered by our good friend Amira to propagate the species, to propagate his race.
No, species. That was the correct word. Species.
he needs to start making babies because there ain't going to be any white babies if he doesn't. Essentially.
Yeah, and I've been given a possible task because I'm in college. So the ones that aren't batshit crazy are the ones that are taken. And then the ones that are batshit crazy are either ideologically compromised or more ran through than a well-used pair of running shoes. Let's go with that.
Wowza.
Yeah. To get very
holy shit. That's quite a limited set of options there.
I mean, you can either go traditional Christian route and like pop one out a year, or you can go the Elon route and pop 12 out in a year.
That's the less responsible way.
I mean, if you're looking to repopulate, is it?
Given my consistent views on Elon, I would like to not emulate that man beyond my shared autism.
I'm just saying he's doing his part as far as the making babies thing goes.
He's got the money to support them as well, though.
Well, absolutely. That's also a factor.
Well, that's what firehouses are for, isn't it?
This is why harems exist.
I am slightly more moral than throwing kids to firehouses. Only slightly. Only slightly.
Well, it's not like throwing them in a fire, dude. They take care of them.
You minion, throw another child on the fire.
It's not,
and that's how kids grew up in Britain in the 19th century.
I mean, that happened quite a bit here in the States too. There was a period of time where the very poor, if they ended up with a child or whatever, or a single mother who couldn't support herself, or whatever was going on, or maybe she was dying, who knows? There are a couple of places where you can drop a kid off, no questions asked, and this is still true to this day. They just prefer to kill them in the womb first. But you can drop them off at fire stations, at churches, no questions asked. And they will make sure that kid gets to live and gets an upbringing. However they end up being is like out of your hands as a parent at that point, because you're essentially giving up all of your parental rights. But for those who cannot take care of their children, it's honestly not a bad option because they know the child will be taken care of one way or the other.
Then don't have a child if you can't take care of it.
Well,
no, I happen to agree with that too, but there are circumstances where it does end up happening. Like if say, for instance, your previous president lets in 100,000 rapists, for example, into your country.
Or if you had someone who you wanted to start a life with and then something tragic happens, like a car accident or a mugging gone bad, and now you're a single parent and you're not able to help them because your situation fell through. Because tragic situation like a car accident ending lethal or someone getting, I'm talking like really extreme circumstances. Actually, I shouldn't have brought that up.
Well, I mean that's a valid point too. Like say you get into a car accident, the husband dies, the woman's bleeding out, and there's a fire station nearby. Right, it's not a bad way to go. Like if she can make it to the doors of that fire station, the kid's got a chance, even if she doesn't.
Damn you, Abe! Now I'm doing the 4D testing. I'm thinking, what about? Do you not have any like friends and family?
Again, I used a very extreme example, but also these instances should only be used in the extreme examples. And to your point about not having kids unless you're in a position or willing to do it, well, then that would deprive people of their fundamental right to just engage in unrestrained coitus like a damn animal. And we can't restrict that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I prefer it that way. I'm Sasquatch. What do you want?
I am glad that there's this thing in the way, that there's this computer. Otherwise, I'd be getting fucking hit in the face right now. I can feel it. I don't care.
Just shoes. They just throw shoes at you.
Just
like Iraqis
okay.
get statues.
Yeah, we'll do it Arab style.
And Bush.
Just shoes. Okay, that's far more acceptable. I'd take a shoe over a.
Well, these are dress shoes with the heavy heels. It's gonna hurt, kid.
This is untrimmed bush we're talking about too. So
yeah, you're getting concussed. That's just how it is.
That's fine.
He likes it rough. That's what he gets paid for.
Say that again, Larry.
He likes it. He likes it rough. That's what he's getting paid for.
I don't think it's so much a question of like as it is.
He's even doing it at a discount. Looks like he went down to $10.
I'm going to fuck it. Nope.
Yeah, exactly. For $10.
Also, I should point out for those who are new to the show, like most of you guys are already familiar with how the dynamic works around here, but we don't hate Shadoo. We're not picking on him because we have a problem with him. We actually like the kid quite a bit. He just has the very punchable face. And it's so easy.
Baby.
Dang, I wouldn't have said that.
We're horrible fucking people. So
I want to pat him on the head and say, "It's okay, boy. Everything will be fine."
It's the hat, isn't it?
I'm a goddamn saint, Sam.
Boy cap. It's so cute. It's like you need to go on the street and be like, "Warm pants." Like,
actually,
the twist. Please,
please, Sarah, I want some more.
Okay, hold on. This is actually funny. You're the first person to think of this as a cute hat. Every other person who recognizes what kind of hat this is immediately
dude, you look like a newsie.
Shadow of Twist. You look like your name is Shadow of Twist.
I am immediately asked if I'm joining the fucking IRA whenever I'm wearing this hat. I don't know why.
Yeah, do you know the only people that wear those kinds of hats in Britain? 80-year-old men.
And IRA members.
Well, most of those guys are in their 80s now too. So
no, he's a Peaky Blinder. He's got razor blades in there somewhere.
I mean, he could be a New York newsie too from the 1920s. They all wore him too.
He does look like Oliver Twist though with that outfit.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
For $20. Come here.
He's just waiting for his Mr. Brownlow.
It's great. It looks good on you. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, I think you look better without it.
I think they're just called caps, aren't they? Or is there another word for it?
It's a newsboy cap or whatever. There's
they're most commonly just called flat caps.
Flat cap, yeah.
And Abe, to your point, before this stream, I I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not going to be using gel. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, I need to send Sam some money. Because I'm donating money to Sam, I'm going to be eating ice soup for the week, so I can't waste money on hair gel right now.
What?
Hair gel.
What?
Pomade.
Yep. I got
He's got to quaff that dew.
Yeah, he has no idea how he's going to keep his quatar in order.
No, see, I got, in some ways, I got good genetics from my dad. In other ways, I didn't. And one of those ways is I need to use hair gel, or else I
Little
would
tiny piece.
bedraggled.
So what you're saying is you put more product in your hair than I do because you're more of a woman?
Not because I'm more of a woman, but because I got screwed on genetics. Look, if that helps you sleep at night, gal, if that helps you sleep,
I don't need any help
What's wrong with your hair? What are you talking about?
I think given his prices, he probably use a lot more product down under than he does anything else.
No, it's a French bath situation.
Oh no, I'm just I'm making a joke. I'm exaggerating the situation. It's just I'm not gonna gel up my hair just to sit in front of a camera.
So you don't have any product in your hair right now?
No, I don't. Because I hopped
Show
out of
us
the
your
shower.
hair. Show us your hair.
Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
Bro, you've got great hair.
Right.
Throw a little
Why
bit
do
of
you
a
need gel
toothbrush
in your hair?
mustache on there, and
Who told you need gel in your hair?
What was that?
Who told you need gel in your hair?
The alt-right, I think.
Just general living. It's more convenient to have it there.
What it is all of his friends.
So here's what it just general
The more you
day-to-day
need to
existence.
defend it, the less it's true.
General day-to-day existence, especially with how windy Oklahoma is.
Especially.
My options are cap, gel, or look like a skinhead. And I don't want to look like a neo-Nazi, so that leaves two options.
So
yeah, because then it makes it too obvious.
Are you saying that you don't like how floppy your hair gets at that length?
Yeah,
because you
and
could just
if I-
trim it.
Well, no, I can't actually, because if I trim it too short, then I end up looking like alfalfa.
I mean,
So don't trim it. Go halfway.
Oh, that's
Like I said,
like Garnet.
Look,
I
there's
inherited
a
bad
simple thing.
genetics in that
There's
regard.
one thing that you got to do to make that hairstyle work, right? With the fucking side swoop and all that shit.
Not
right?
be a woman
One
about it?
thing. Nah, just put like a little grow like a little toothbrush mustache.
Just think of it as a Charlie Chaplin imitation. It's fine.
Right? You know, wear a top hat. You'll be fine.
Instead of gel, what is better and cheaper? Wax.
Jism.
Ear wax, not earwax.
He gets something about Mary this whole thing.
No, again,
I figured that's where he got his gel to start with. Doesn't he have brothers?
A younger brother. I was making a poor joke related to the fact that I made a bet. Sam won the bet, and so I'm sending him money because of that.
Yeah, but back to your hair and how you put more product in it than I do.
Woman. Fucking hell.
I'm
Why are you
I'm
fixated
legitimately
on this?
confused. I'm legitimately confused. You have a good head of hair. I'm not even using it as a colloquialism.
Yes.
A good head.
And there is
and only
absolutely
$10 now.
Yeah.
Yes, and so
Who traumatized you?
No, it's not the wind traumatized me.
Then cut it a little shorter, but not too short. To where you
Wait. Are you saying that you got essayed by the wind?
That is not
Everybody's a victim now. I told you.
Sorry, that sounds about right.
Mother Nature blew her fingers softly through my hair, rubbing them tenderly.
We really do like Shadow, guys. I need to reiterate that because this is going to some fucking dark places.
No, we do. In fact, like I understand the whole gel issue because I actually went and got some stuff for my son's hair today. But I do have a solution for you, Shadow. Call one of your clients over and have them finish in your hair.
Is it the final solution?
Yeah, I was just going to say, as long as it's not a final solution, then
I'm not trying to gross out the ladies on the panel. It's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I'm feeling like I might need to have a beer hall push after this stream.
Come on. Wait, did you say you feel like you're gonna have a beer?
Beer hall putsch.
A beer hall putsch.
Are you telling me only one person here understands the timeline of events that went from Hitler being a failed art student to Hitler running Germany?
God damn it, Shadow! Look, so I just got a cash app from Shadow. Like I was kidding about that. You don't owe me a goddamn thing. I'm just gonna send it right back.
Okay.
It was a joke. When I was saying I want my money, it was a joke.
No, I know you were joking. I wasn't about giving money for answering that question.
All right, fuck you. I'll keep it.
Go ahead. I don't care. I've got ice soup and I've got paint water.
Is that for your hair or
paint
water? No, it's for these. It's for getting paint off brushes.
Thank you, Shadow, for just
Hey, Shadow, I'm going to help you through this time of hardship. Remember, the paint chips under the sill are always the sweetest.
Yes, obviously.
Oh man!
Wait, do you have something to eat apart from ice soup?
Yeah, no, I'm joking.
I hope so, because if you're actually broken hungry, dude, not only are you getting this back, you're getting a little extra.
She's got a tear. An actual tear showed up for you.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Even if I've got money saved up for spring break, instead of paying people for me to work, i.e. schoolwork, I got paid to do work. So I'm fine. I'm just starving college student. Tying into that a little bit.
So you are starving.
No.
Do we need to set up a give, sign, go?
Are
you okay? Blink twice if
Shadow,
you're starving.
come on. You're going to end up making Anna tear up more than a Native American when he sees someone drop some trash on the street.
That's a misnomer. What he saw them drop on the street was an empty beer can, and he was lamenting that there was none left.
Are those wood chips?
No, it's
you're not actually
pasta.
supposed to eat wood chips.
Yeah. Take that pasta back to the shop, get a refund, buy some.
They don't have
chips.
the same nutritional
tastier
crayons.
Two things.
They got more nutrients in them.
Two things. First, fuck you. Wood chips are delicious. Second, that's pasta. I've got 2 pounds of meat sitting in the fridge.
Whoa, you got 2 pounds of meat?
I know it's not wood chips. I know it's pasta. Holy fuck.
He's just going to crunch it up.
2 pounds of meat.
He's just going to crunch it up. He doesn't even cook it.
Oh, you probably have crayons to eat.
I actually can't find those. I lost those.
Because you ate them already?
I literally had them on my desk for those jokes. I don't know where they went. I legitimately think
a little bit of night eating. He's been snacking. You need to cut down, bro. It's all for you in life.
Doesn't taste as
He
good.
probably ate them in a drunken fit and just doesn't remember.
I don't drink.
Bro, crayons are delicious.
Yes.
I don't drink though.
I like the
They're
red
my
ones.
delicacy. Just wait till you're in the Marines.
The purple ones are my favorite.
Yeah. I don't know. I think what's amusing to me, and what I think Shadow, can benefit from this perspective a little bit, is that when you do get into your basic training and your Marine Corps career, you're going to look back on these as the good old days.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's going to be awesome.
Shadow, have you signed up?
So I'm still working through some medical shit. I was a dumb. I've been
an idiot.
I'm working through some stuff in regards to proving that my shoulder, which has never been which has never been a problem, is actually not a problem.
He was honest with his recruiter. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You're never supposed
that's
to
a
be
good thing.
Honest.
That's good that you were honest with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Gal's giving me
totally
enough
was.
shit. Gal's giving me enough shit about that to know that you're lying to me, Larry. But
it's better to be honest with him. I mean, there's ways that could backfire on you.
Hold on now, sir. We're YouTubers. We're not honest with anyone if we don't have to.
I suppose it really depends, like what you actually want to do in the military.
Kill.
Yep.
Well, he wants to go shiny, which judgment, harsh, extreme.
So he doesn't actually
want to work for a living.
Because the recommendation I got from parents, family, friends, etc., was, hey, you're already halfway through college, might as well get through the rest of it and do OCS. That's the advice I've been given. That's where I've gone.
It's shiny privilege, Squatch. Shiny privilege.
Yeah. But to answer your question, Abe, fully, I'm in the process of getting accepted to OCS. After that, I'll go to basic, and then after that, I'll have my commission right in time for a war against Iran or China.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, that's kind of what my concern is, really.
Hold on, just real quick. The reason why you see what Shock is saying, the reason why I'm saying this is I filed a disability claim, and those fools went all the way back on my medical records and found a hospital visit that my mother took me to when I was 5.
See, they never did that for me. Like, they never found anything for me like that.
So it may not happen now. It could be years from now, because they went back in my records and they try to say, oh, you had migraines and so we're not responsible. It's like, no, you let me into the military. You had me go through the obstacle course. You guys set off the damn explosives on the mound that I was laying on and crawling past. So, you know, but you'd be surprised when you come after them trying to get your money. You'd be surprised what they find out about you. That's why I say it's better to be honest.
Nah, take your chances.
GHAL hates you, so of course she's gonna tell you.
Oh yeah, well,
I took mine and didn't have a single problem.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I never need to be worried if someone who hates me is going to lie to me. It's the people that don't hate you that will lie to you.
You know, speaking of which,
hate you.
Because the truth hurts.
Speaking of which, on a little bit of more of a serious note, Larry, what was that thing that you were talking about the other day? That where like Antifa or whatever were like going to go after VA clinics or try to make them look fucking bad. To there was something there. I thought that you had mentioned it at some point to me or somebody else.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
I don't remember.
Let me see if I can find what that was. But
I know that the VA just announced the other day that they're going to stop giving trans care to trans veterans.
I mean, they shouldn't have been doing that in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, because isn't it along the same? I think it's something like diabetes, where there are certain medical conditions due to requiring consistent drugs or care that you're not allowed to join the military because they would not be able to provide that while you're out in the field. So something along those lines. And then a certain former vice president was like, "Nah, man, we don't actually need to worry about that. Let's make an exception for these mentally ill people." And then now that it's being corrected, it's suddenly a bad thing.
Was that Dick Cheney?
It was a very poor attempt at a Joe Biden, but sometimes my Joe Biden becomes Obama.
Oh, you're supposed to say, "Come on, man."
There wasn't enough sniffing in between there.
Yeah. Not enough sniffing. Okay, got it. I'll take that under advisement. Here, I'll sniff this, I guess.
Please don't. No. That's gonna be a meme. Don't do that.
Oh man, they're gonna eat you fucking alive in the military.
Yeah, they're gonna like you, bud.
Yeah, but since he's going fucking OCS, that shit doesn't matter. He's getting the paycheck. What does he care?
GHAL, I take it that you love officers.
Shiny can duck a dick.
Badge buddy.
Well, as long as you don't end up on a battlefield, bud, do whatever you like. Otherwise, that'd be a perfect waste of a perfectly good baby face.
Aww.
Right.
It's out of my hands.
With good hair too.
I either end up dead in a ditch in Iran or I end up being dictator for life. It's kind of out of my hands. I just walk through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like once you sign that paperwork, it's not up to you anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even up to me right now.
Yeah. That's the only reason I never signed up. The only real reason, aside from the fact that at the time it was Clinton and then Bush. Junior.
Yeah.
And I was not fighting for either of those fuckers.
Very valid.
But yeah, no, essentially it's just because I've got this thing about free will. If I'm not going to bend a knee to God, I'm certainly not doing it for the U.S. military.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so, no,
question, Sam. Are you just saying specifically those two entities? Or are you saying you would never bend the knee to anybody?
Well, that's kind of the family motto is no gods, no masters. We don't bend our knees to anyone.
But you were married, right?
Yes. And I learned my lesson.
Hold on, wait. And even outside of that, you've had personal relations with women. We know that because you're a semi-reformed gigolo. So I'm guessing at some point. Well, no, what I'm saying is, depending on what you were doing in the bedroom, you bent the knee at some point.
Let's get it right, Larry. Right? He's had relationships with women and sex with men.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Which reminds me, hey, kid, make sure you get your butthole phone up before you get another medical examination with the Marines.
Right.
Because Sam's tentacles, from what I hear, leave a lot of damage in their wake.
I mean, you know, from first-hand
use them all at once,
he doesn't. Nah, he doesn't like dark meat. So I'm saying
you just gotta be careful with the suckers. That's all.
Yeah, that's the real problem with like sticking all the tentacles in. Is sometimes I can't let go.
Yeah,
don't go full Japanese. Jesus,
you're already light skinned. You'll be clear when they're done with you.
Yeah, this is why I never, unlike Larry, I never accept drinks from Sam ever.
I've never been in the same place with Sam to accept a drink, and I wouldn't accept one anyway.
Allegedly.
You know, it's funny that you guys mentioned that because I everything that I drink comes out of a bottle with a cap on it that no one touches but me. So,
so you touch yourself, okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, sure, we'll go with that. That's is
it just in the UK or in the US as well? They started doing this thing with plastic bottles with the cap, which you can't screw it off. It like has to.
Oh yeah.
So annoying.
So fucking annoying.
Wait,
yeah.
What did they? Childproof them or something?
So, no, it's so what it is. Recycle, yeah.
So you used to be able to just completely twist the cap off all the way, right?
Right.
But now you twist it all the way, and then it only pulls off, and it's still attached to the ring.
Bottle, yeah.
So you can't get it off the bottle.
That's weird.
When you're drinking, it's like
we don't have that.
Yeah, we don't have that.
I've had that happen, but that was a mechanical malfunction. Like it's just, it didn't open right. I'll just tear it off. I mean, you guys live in a totalitarian commie state, so I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some paper straw bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit.
You know,
we hate it. But then again, at this point, there is nothing about our country that we borderline don't hate.
Yep.
We love each other. We fucking despise our governments.
Yeah.
Just
got my council tax, Abe. Yay. 6% rise in council tax.
Oh, great. Let's pay more money for fuck all in return. Again.
Exactly.
No, there's not fuck all in return. Isn't it like 1 in 10 migrants who may or may not be there legally get to just live room and board paid by the English taxpayer?
Yeah, whilst the street lights are not working, the bins outside are overflowing. There's homeless people sitting on the street begging. Like the high street is completely shops are shutting down. So what are we paying for?
Yeah.
So Muhammad could come and squat, basically.
Yes.
Hey, liberalism.
Yay.
I mean, it won't be for long.
Government.
Look, let's be perfectly honest. Liberalism opens the door, but liberalism gets ushered out that door the second Sharia law is in place.
Sharia law or communism? Take your fucking pick.
You know, because this is the thing that liberals do not understand about Islam, right? And I'm not saying that I know some Muslims that some of them are really good people, some of them blow people up. it's a mixed bag a little bit.
Yeah.
But the religion itself and the culture that comes with it is inherently hardcore conservative, like stone you to death for transgressions conservative. They are not liberals. They are fucking using you to get in the door.
Yeah. I think it was if I remember right, I think it was something Carl Benjamin said at one point where basically, I mean, it was more about communism, but absolutely the jihadis absolutely do the same thing where they will go, oh, well, you believe in equality, you believe in freedom of choice, you believe in self-determination, you believe in intrinsic rights, so you shouldn't stop me from doing this. Further, you should actually willingly help me do this because you would want to help me pursue what I deem to be good. And then they figure out ways to grab power in institutions, and then once they have used your morals against you to achieve power, they force their morals upon you. And I mean, it was, again, he was talking about the communists more so, but it's absolutely, or the Marxists more specifically, like the ones that we're seeing in the US, for instance, like Representative Cortez, Ilhan Omar, etc. But it's absolutely something jihadis are doing. Look at London.
Well, and let's also make a distinction here. Like, your hardcore leftists are believers in tearing down the status quo, right? They see Islam as a tool to do that, and Islam sees them as a tool. It's the liberals, it's the bleeding hearts who feel bad for everybody that are being taken advantage of. You guys are out there on the front line saying, no, we need to treat everybody equally. These fuckers do not believe the same thing, but they will absolutely use your bleeding heart against you.
Yeah.
It should also be pointed out as well the distinction between classical liberalism and what modern liberals refer to themselves as, which is basically Marxists.
Yeah, it's
sure. But I
statist communists.
I'm more talking about the people who just genuinely want the best for everybody and have nothing but good intentions, which, I mean, we all know where that fucking leads. But they're not necessarily bad people. They just don't see why we can't all get along. I'm talking like your 60s hippies and shit like that are like, really, why can't we all get along? Well, it's because we're not all the fucking same, first of all. And secondly, when you go around and you open the door to everybody having a say, everybody having a piece of the fucking pie, right? And I get the idea of it is noble. I understand the idea of it. But in practice, there will always be someone who seeks to use your kindness to take over. Period.
Liberalism in its modern form is a suicidal ideology. It will kill itself. It has to. It has no other path.
Yeah, and it actually ties back. When I was reading that, the Medici book I showed earlier, there were several quotes from Machiavelli in there because the Medicis were attached to him in some way. And one of the things that he expressed that I've kind of co-opted a little bit is there are some people who are unable to determine what the world should be in their eyes versus how the world actually is. And so so you'll have the liberals who go, well, this is what we believe the world should be because this would make the world a better place. And once we show everyone how great our idea is, then everyone will be like this. And then you encounter someone who goes, well, I think my way, but if you're going to open the door to your fortress and just let me in, I'm not going to complain.
Well,
I'm absolutely not going to complain.
That's the thing too, and I gotta point this out too. It's the only reason that we're talking about Islam in this context and the communists in this context is because they happen to be the current threats. This will happen no matter what the ideology is. Like, sooner or later, somebody's going to seek to take advantage of somebody else being weaker than them. That's That's just human nature. In this context, we're talking about Islam because that's what's happening in Europe. We're talking about the attempted color revolution in the States because that's what's happening here. But this could be anybody at any point in time. I mean, the only thing that I can think that maybe we've done a little bit better than some other countries is sort of the Ankh-Morpork approach, right? So in Discworld, the main hub of the disc where a lot of the stories take place is a city called Ankh-Morpork, and they had a rather novel approach to barbarism. instead of building, more walls and hiring more soldiers and digging deeper moats, they opened the gates, let the barbarians in, and then surcharged them to death.
Mm-hmm.
I like this plan. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. So eventually the barbarians were just too broke to do anything but get jobs and contribute.
Oh, I do.
You know what that was based on?
I feel like I should off the top of my head, but it's not coming to me.
Sharia law.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, the jizya. That yes. I'm very.
Is bad in Spain.
Someone fucking
not
did
that
it.
jism.
Someone fucking did it.
Yeah,
it's a matter of time.
That's the jizz.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean that's. But you're also talking at a period when, because here's the thing: Islam has not changed in 900 years. It has not changed. It has not evolved at all. At the time, 800, 900 years ago, they were probably in a better place economically and socially than a lot of other peoples were. And the jizya tax was a novel concept that allowed people to sort of retain who they were under Islamic rule. Now, they still have that mindset, though, when everybody else has moved beyond.
Yeah.
Though to be fair, the tax didn't. It also kind of helped that tax helped the warrior class just continue being a aristocratic warrior class, as opposed to having to settle and become farmers. That didn't hurt that much.
Well, it wasn't about the warrior classes. I mean, yeah, warrior classes were involved, man, but no, it was about your average person. It was about your peasants. It was about your stall owners, your cartmen.
Right, no, that was my point. So part of the reason, so I'm not in the mind of an actual Arab from the time, but one of the theories is, yes, it was, hey, you don't have to convert to us, but we still need you to pay the jizya. The other thing was, it gave the economic incentive. So now, instead of me having to, I've conquered this land, now I need to settle and become a farmer. Instead, I can continue to be this noble living in these good conditions because I can draw tax from the non-Muslims. That was one possible incentive. And that's why you saw the, say, for example, like the Danes, when they moved into England, they, after a couple centuries, became indistinguishable from the English because they became farmers like the locals, whereas the Arabs remained the ruling class over wherever they conquered. And that's why groups like the Assyrians, the Coptics, the Berbers have basically been wiped out. And because they didn't, the locals were forced to become like them to receive equal status, not the other way around.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. It also, like states that came under Islamic rule, like Christian states or pagan states or whatever have you, tended to, like the Christians typically, right, have a thing called tithe, where they pay 10% of their income to their church, which ostensibly goes to God, but really it just covers church expenses or whatever. Just lost GHAL. Okay. Well, maybe you should come back.
Rest in peace.
He's not dead.
Allegedly.
But if I remember right, and I could be wrong about the exact numbers, but I don't think jizya tax was much more than 10% either.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that, but I think it was comparable. So like when Islam took over an area and they had Christians there, and Christians didn't want to convert to Islam, they had to pay the jizya tax. Well, they were essentially paying the same amount to the new overlords as they were to the old overlords.
Yeah, no, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I was just saying that was one partial economic incentive. Oh, poor gal. She's got shitternet too. Oh, Toomby's in the chat.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah. I got you. Okay. Well, hopefully things work out. Hey, Tommy, good to see you. But yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
Carrie said it was 25%.
Was it 25%? I mean, still, that's all right. That's a little bit more taxing. Yeah, to use exactly the right word.
To be fair, modern Americans pay 40% for considerably less than.
Yes. No, I'm not saying that it's better now in terms of taxation.
Yeah.
It's not. And there are countries in Europe that pay quite a bit over 40%. I think isn't Sweden up to like 65% now of all?
Yeah, Scandinavia is ridiculous.
Yeah,
and I think Denmark's like in 70%. And one of the funny things about that is I'll see people in the US be like, well, if we were like Sweden or Denmark, you know, we would have free college, we'd have free healthcare, we'd have all this stuff. And then you talk to someone from Sweden and Denmark who goes, I can't buy a car because the government takes all my money. I would much rather a middle ground between the United States and what I currently have, because when my arm breaks, I can go get it fixed. And for the 4 years I was in university, cool. But after that, I'm not, outside of those circumstances, I'm living on ice soup. So yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in the northern climes, ice soup is a staple.
Yeah.
See, if they actually had money, they'd just be eating lukewarm soup. But they can't even afford that.
Well, no, it's literal soup made from ice. It's water. It's a bowl of water.
Yeah, it's just water fasting with extra steps.
No, so ice soup is when you have a thing of water and you put the ice in. In the case of Sweden, Denmark, Norway, it's the bowl of water is just ice. They don't have the money to heat it up.
Yeah, but you can lick it real good.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to believe Larry on the whole Sam was a gigolo, because that is
what part of that statement led you to believe I got paid to lick people?
The defense, the defiance against the accusation.
No. I'm not saying I didn't lick people. I'm saying I didn't get paid to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That changes things. Gotcha.
Yes, it does. Gigolo is not the correct word.
Yes.
Whore,
not
whore.
Whore is yes.
That's even worse.
You did it for the fun.
Well, it's not worse. It's the same thing.
You're not getting paid.
That's right. Sloot. Let's go with mansloot.
A man flute who plays a flute.
Oh my god!
The skin flute.
We call that the tube steak boogie where I'm from. Thank you very much.
I call it talking on the mic.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is what we do, folks.
Ostensibly,
you talk on the mic a lot, do you there, Larry? Lots of deep conversations with your mic.
I don't.
Oh, it's so deep.
Mm-hmm.
Sasquatch, there's a lady present. I would urge you.
It's been no. The
I
lady
said it was Shadoo.
disappeared into the ether, into the void.
Because of
many
Dermy
streams ago.
Because of Dermy or because of us?
What? Not you're a child. No.
I said. Okay, hold on. Let me get them. I said because of Dermy or because of us.
What?
What does Dermy have to do with?
What does Dermy have to do?
Ballbusters.
No, I've never even been on Ballbusters.
Oh.
So
Yeah,
no.
dude. You're mistaken for a GHAL, man. Or Nomi.
No, I thought